Do you think there's a difference between how successful people think and unsuccessful people think? Of course there is. Some people may think it's a big mystery and read books and take courses to try to find this magical solution to what successful people do differently than unsuccessful people. The real answer is, it's their psychology. If you study successful people like I do, you'll see there's no commonality in their upbringing, their backgrounds. Some were born with a silver spoon, but many were not. Successful people come from every walk of life, every demographic, every geographic area in this whole world. What makes people successful or unsuccessful is how they approach challenges and how they manage their time. It's all in their mindset and their psychology and their belief in themselves. How certain they are about their belief in their abilities. It's not about how smart they are. It's not, about their training or how many college degrees they have. It's about their certainty about themselves and how they approach challenges and ideas. I remember when I bought my first house. I was 18 years old. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I wasn't aware of any seminars or seminar speakers or books about buying single-family houses and renting them out. I just thought it seemed like a great idea, where I didn't have to sit behind a desk or work for somebody else. Everybody, including you, wants more out of their life. But I think the difference between successful and unsuccessful people is when an unsuccessful person has a dream or a great idea for their lives that they want to take action on, and they bump up against an obstacle. They don't believe in their ability to get past it. They have a limiting belief system, that little voice in the back of their head saying, I can't do that, or I'm not old enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I don't have enough money, a host of other limiting beliefs. Now, successful people are another matter. When successful people have a dream or a nice idea to change their life, maybe it's a new business, or maybe it's multifamily real estate investing, and they're up against a challenge or something they don't know, they decide to figure it out. They make the decision to learn whatever it is they don't know. If they say to themselves, I don't know how to do that, they immediately replace that with, let me figure out how to do that. Then they take massive action to figure it out. So when I started buying houses in Denver, like I said, I was 18 years old. I had to learn every piece of the business. How to talk to sellers. I had to learn how to arrange financing. I had to learn the paperwork, the contracts. I had to learn construction and remodeling because every one of these houses needed work. I had to learn leasing, how to manage properties. So I just buckled down and I learned it. I knew I was smart enough. I knew I was a hard worker. So I knew whatever I applied myself to, I could figure out. And I talked to everybody I could talk to and developed relationships with, mentors and peers like I tell you guys to do. Then once I figured it out and developed systems and realized I loved the business, I kept going and bought house after house. Now, have I been bloodied? Oh yeah, I've definitely been bloodied and beat up and frankly on the verge of bankruptcy twice. I went from that very low place to multiple millions in cash and equity in houses in very short periods of time. When I look back on how that happened, I realized that I shifted my way of thinking. I subconsciously came to the realization that I had to elevate my level of thinking to get to the next level. And I went to that next level by learning the things I didn't know. That's what it meant to elevate my level of thinking, learning. Late nights of learning and studying, interviewing the people that I knew that knew the things I needed to know. So instead of saying, I can't do this, I replaced that limiting question with a new question. How can I do this? Guys, it's important to be courageous in the areas that you perceive as hard. So there comes a time in life when people, as they mature, that they reach a crossroads in their evolution, and they come to the realization that to achieve their dreams and live the life they were meant to live, they have to push aside the fear. They have to burn the ships and consciously decide to push forward in a positive and confident way. So when those limiting beliefs pop into their heads, they replace them with positive affirmations. They realize they want their lives to be an example, not a warning. They focus on what they want instead of what they don't want. They realize their life has meaning, that they were put on this earth to contribute, that they deserve a life of joy and happiness and gratitude, and they deserve all of the trappings of success. So they pull themselves up by their bootstraps. They say, enough is enough. I'm no longer going to settle. They realize pain is a part of life, but suffering is optional. They decide, I'm going to learn what I need to learn and go out there and do whatever I need to do to have a life I deserve. They get outside their comfort zone. Remember, guys, it's in the realm of uncertainty that passion is found. I want you guys to know we're putting this information out every day, so if you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe. My name is Khleif, and I'll see you at the top.